Your number one fan. I do have places for those. Immediately. Following the filming of this video. Here's my boy. I don't know if we've had a good look. He's the oldest, Billy. White shoes. Kind of got boots on the back there, but that was just the first thing that came to my mind when he was born. There was 4 of them. Thought they were all boys, but one turned out to be a girl. That found that out after it had already been given away. He was originally called Naga, or she. But one had white, but didn't have the full 4 paws like Billy here. And he's up with my niece and sister up in Medway, Massachusetts. And there was a big, totally orange, big guy. He was the last, but he was the biggest. Kind of oafish, you know, just a mellow, big guy. He seemed to be, and I called him Ringo. I think he may still be Ringo. He's with my nephew, same family. And the girl turned out, she went with a friend of the family of my brother and her sister's family up there. And they found out she was a girl, I guess, when they took her to get fixed. She was a smart one, though. She was like of the 4 of them, she was always like the first to do stuff, like jump up on a counter and stuff. So you could tell, those are the female cats, man. They learn quick how to take care of their kids and stuff. You know? So that's how that goes. Slightly better. Haven't done much. I had to do some shopping today and rearrange my freezer. They had this really good chicken on sale at Publix, a BOGO. Like quality, like I don't do the Tyson anymore after they closed that plant in Indiana. And like proudly proclaimed we're gonna open a new one with immigrants in New York or something. Which we're all immigrants, but they had a plant in Indiana with people working there, and they're gonna build another one. It could cost money and then pay people less. So, sorry, you will not get my business again. But anyway, things are tight in the freezer. Like I had to throw away a bunch of Trader Joe's rice, vegetable rice, and stuff like that. Great camera work. I just figured I'd make a quick video here. Can't really see shit, huh? Oh, and I did want to report, we're getting to the point. The glass is right there, and there's another one, and there, and that lime green and yellow thing are going to be thrown away. And those are the first 2 things of the things that have been brought along from the house move that will go in the trash. That things that are essentially functional. The glasses are a little old, but that we just have to start. And I'm starting small, but I did want to document that. That was the point of the video. It took me a while to get there, but good story, or you know, I'm just going to share this, whether it's good or not or interesting. But those 2 sunglasses, I go to. I was a big fan of REI. I'm not anymore because they kind of turned into like a lifestyle brand instead of functional. Like for instance, they had the best shorts ever, those Sahara, where you could zip the legs off. And I rarely use the legs. I'm here in Florida, but nice like a metal snap and stuff. And then like in a while now, but 5 or 6 years ago, they changed it to like a knitted button there. Like they turned them into pants for people who just sit, you know, kind of like Timberland. I remember buying a pair of Timberland boots and wearing them to work first day. The inside started to tear apart, and I'm just working, just moving around constantly, you know, climbing ladders and just being a human worker. And they're not made for people. They're made for people who sit and, you know, wear black turtlenecks and drink coffee like all day. Yeah, not a fan of the hipsters. because you either are one like me or you're a pretender. I wear a costume. We all wear costumes, as Frank Zappa says. Even, you know, the people who try to not have labels on their stuff like me. But that's a costume too. But I try to represent, you know, I wear shirts from national parks or parks and bands that I genuinely like, you know. I try not to wear like or put stickers on my vehicle from like Yeti or something. I don't get it. I've got a few Yeti products, but I'm not going to advertise for free. If they give me something, I will put their sticker on it. But I can't understand the brand thing. And they are, you know, like I'm a big deadhead and they're selling stuff too, but they're providing, or they used to. But anyway, back to the sunglasses from REI. Back in the day when they were good, I spent maybe once, maybe twice. I spent like over $100 on sunglasses, and I'm like, you know, they either get scratched or disappeared quick. So I was like, no more of that. So they had a nice pair of the sunglasses at REI, you know, just on the rack at the checkout, you know. And so they had like 2 or 3 pair at the first one I went to. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grab them all. And then I was heading out west, probably to Utah, for work. And there was, you know, like 2 or 3 more REIs. You know, I think there was one in Albuquerque and maybe Denver. But anyway, I stopped and I bought them all. You know, I wasn't crazy. I ended up with like 8 pair or something. But they were like $27. But what I like, nothing on the sides. It might say Peppers, but it's very, I don't think it does. But also, the bridge of the nose has no, it's all one piece. You know, you get those ones with the little rubber thing, or it's a separate piece, and it breaks. These are highly functional, you know, and cheap. And these technically I probably could keep, but you see like the glue around the edges, but your eyes aren't seeing that. But anyway, so I think I still may have a pair I haven't even used yet. I mean, these literally, I just put them on right here and they are actually fine. See how cool I look? That's a hipster. Function, man. Function, conjunction, function. What's your conjunction, junction? What's your function? That could be a copyright. But I ain't worried about that shit, man. That's why the music, I have music in the background most of the time, and hopefully this gets interesting enough that people will want to just see what I'm up to, and I'm doing interesting shit into my RV. And around it, and just in life in general, but all through this. And people want to help me out, you know, with gas or whatever, or repairs. I guess that's how it works. And maybe down the road, if I get more than 1 subscriber, I'll set up a Patreon or something. No need to go, because if they they demonetize your videos if there's music in the background. It's just stupid, petty shit like that. You know, they demonetize like people like me just trying to, you know, be entertaining but also informative, and then they pay them like pennies on the dollar on Spotify or something, where they should be making their. And that's why the concert tickets are so expensive now, folks. They don't make any money from the record companies or from plays, so they just gouge the fans. And that's what's going on. That's why I'm out. It's got to be either a cheap ticket, and that's why, you know, you kind of try and find new bands. But I'm a little old for that. I kind of don't. I don't want to too much anymore. You know, like try and keep up with. And I don't like the newer bands, you know. Billy Strings I've gotten into pretty big, you know. I've seen him like 3, 4, 5 times already. And Daniel Donato's another good one. Although he's pretty, he's a little cringy woke, you know. He's a little, like I met him, I actually up in Gainesville, Florida. I went to a gig of his at a club. There was only like 30 or 40 people there, but I got there, you know, drove up there from Plant City. It's about 3 hours, and we're sitting outside in the parking lot, and he pulls in his van, the whole band. They're loading their own gear in.
You know, and I'm taking a video. I'm like, dude, this will be one of the last times you do this, man. You know, and he came over and shot the shit and smoked some weed and took some pictures, and he was cool, you know. But yeah, he's a little. You know, I guess that's just the way they are now. So I don't know. I would, yeah. Let's not get bogged down in that right now before I have my arguments all together. And there's Lola. She's a showgirl, right, sweetie?